Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, the JD Unplugged. I'm your host, the Darren G.
And I am the Joe Van, and I hit a bit of a snag, Darren. I'm
Yeah, what
afraid to
happened
say
here?
I don't think I'll make it to the studio. I thought I was closing in. I'd made it to Canada. I was on the East Coast. I was moving west. Um, but let me just start from the beginning, okay?
All right, I'm ready.
As
I'm
we
here for it.
know, winter is upon us, you know?
Yes.
So that includes snowstorms and the like. Um, it can make roads very dangerous. So I was driving west. I was making my way towards Quebec, and I
Walking
I
fast.
was I was driving fast. I ended up stealing
Oh
the
yeah,
vehicle. Not gonna say what the license plate was, so they don't find me. But I'm driving. I'm
don't
whipping
do
in
that.
the nighttime, and there was a snowstorm, and I ended up accidentally driving off the guardrail and down a slope, a mountain slope, and I thought I was gonna die. I ended up knocking myself unconscious. But when I came to, I was in this bed that you now see me in. And I was
Oh,
thinking, oh my gosh, I'm saved. At first, there was a bit of worry. I'm like, am I going to get arrested? Is it the Russians? Is this like a holding cell? But I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And then so I prepared to get up to get myself some warm milk in wherever I found myself, but I couldn't seem to move my legs. I don't know what was going on. I was like, what's happening? And then
oh,
let me just share my screen with you. And then
I'm getting nervous here.
yeah, when well, I feel like I'm losing my cool here, but I I've been in this bed for 6 days now. It's been like a solid week
Oh,
since this accident happened, and the person who opened the door when I heard the noise coming, the door steps towards the bedroom, was this lady right here. Can you see my screen?
yeah.
Yeah,
Annie something.
well, yeah, she said that she was a big fan of my work, of the books that I've written, and her favorite book of mine was Misery.
Oh my god.
She took a hammer to my kneecaps because I said I wanted to leave. Yeah, she's kept me prisoner. Uh, anyway, but
Yikes.
I'm doing okay. Aside from that,
So you're held. So basically, you're being held captive right now with broken knees.
yeah, I can't really go anywhere. I'm just stuck in this bed. But hey, I mean, look on the bright side. I'm being fed every
Oh
day,
my
nice and
god.
warm. The Russians can't find me because she brought me to a place where no one can hear me scream. So I'm good.
That sounds.
Some pros and cons.
That sounds fun, I guess. I don't
It's an
know.
adventure. I might die
It's
here,
a
but
fun.
it's a
Do you have
yeah,
like a getaway plan?
bro. Right now, I'm like, I feel like any second now she's gonna bring in some other person and human centipede us. I don't know, man. Right now, my
Oh
mission
yeah, you
is to
gotta be
stay alive.
careful. You gotta
Yeah,
get, especially if the legs are broken. That's probably gonna be, could happen.
yeah. What are you gonna do? I
I've
mean,
actually never seen the Human Centipede movies. Have you?
yeah, I've seen two of them. I haven't seen the third one. Everyone says the third one's like the funniest. But it's like these movies you don't watch for the
There's
humor.
three of them. Oh,
Three of them. So what the hell? This could be the start of our conversation. So the first Human Centipede is about this like Nazi-looking German scientist guy who kidnaps people who come to his place. Because there's
okay.
something where like he like rigs the road with spikes, and then like two girls are driving by and they get a pop tire, and it's like raining outside, so they rush to the nearest house, which is his house, and ask if they can use his phone, and then he drugs their drinks, and they wake up and they're like next to like this other guy who's like in a basement, and they're all strapped down, and then it shows like the pictures of like him doing human centipede to like dogs and stuff, and he's like, this is the next step in human evolution. It's like, what, like a human centipede, like what are you talking
This
about?
is the next step in human evolution. What does that mean?
I don't know if he actually said that, but like his idea is that like he needs to do this. This is like his life's work is to human centipede things. So he's like, the next step is people. So human centipedes three people together. They have a bad time and they all die at the end.
So wait,
And
what
he
does he
and
do
he
to
dies
them?
too. He dies too. He sews their mouths to their assholes. Sews it right up.
And
It's the
then
human
so that
centipede.
And then, so then what happens? Do they still have like a nose and stuff?
I don't know. Well, they must be able to breathe. So yeah, I guess their noses are
So it doesn't
above the.
show, it doesn't show any of that.
No, it shows it.
I
There's
don't get
nudity.
it. I don't get it. So like her
It's like
face is like glued
gore.
to somebody's ass?
It's sewed. So like they he like cuts their cheeks open and then
Mm-hmm.
like cuts the asshole apart so it makes a huge diamond hole and then just sews that together. Sews
But
the cheeks to the.
how do you act from that point on though? Like how are you acting? Like are you acting
You're on
like
your hands and knees. You're just
and then
crawling around.
you're just moving like eye movements like this?
Yeah,
Like
you're just like
is the
"Wah!"
camera showing like a lot of this? Like
Yeah.
so the camera's basically showing a person screaming in between somebody's ass cheeks the majority of the movie.
Yes. Well, half the movie. Yeah. It's not a
What?
fun watch.
What?
It's
And then
yeah.
it's so it's two, but the person in the front though is not sold to anybody. Like their
Well,
face is
their
not sold to
asshole
anyone.
is sewed, but their mouth is good. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
person in the middle though is getting,
That's the worst deal. Because it's your ass in your mouth. Yeah, you're not having a good time.
and then the person in the back is okay. Well, I mean, they just get the face.
Yeah, which is arguably the worst.
But essentially, what is the movie?
It's just
Like what are
shocking.
they trying to do in the movie? Like, are they trying to now escape that now that they're all sewed together as like a
They
trio? Are
can't
they?
move.
So what
So,
is the movie from there once they're sewed together?
well, that's the whole point. It's like morbid. It's like shock horror. So the evil scientist guy sews them together and then is like feeding them and forcing and like giving them laxatives and stuff so that the shit goes to the mouth and it goes like all the way through to the other person. So it's like double shit when it gets to the last person. And they're getting sick from this because human beings can't eat shit. It's toxic and it'll kill us. So they're only able to make it like a few days. And in the meantime, a cop comes by the place. So you're thinking, oh, is the evil scientist finally going to get his comeuppance or whatever?
Oh
And
my
he's
god!
able to subdue the cop or like shoot them or whatever. But then the cop still shoots the scientist, and then so the scientist, everybody dies. So it's like at least the scientist is dead. But then the second movie, the sequel, is all in black and white. The first one was in color. Second one's all in black and white, and it's about this guy who's obsessed with the movie The Human Centipede. So it's like meta. It's like it's just a movie, but then in this movie, this is like the real world, like our world. And there's this fanatical guy who like loves the idea and wants to do it, but with more people, like 20 people, Human Centipede. He wants to create this big chain. And so he ends up just kidnapping people because he like works in an underground parking garage, and so he's like constantly kidnapping people and like locking them up in this facility somewhere. And then it's the same thing there where like everybody dies, but they're still able to kill him, and they like shove an actual centipede up his ass. It's stupid shit.
I'm literally like my heart is racing. Like I'm so scared of those type of movies.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
we don't
hate
have to
it.
keep
Oh
talking
my
about it.
god! Like I just
And
like
then
I think. Go ahead.
yeah. No, well, yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. That's the thing. When I was younger, like when I was a teenager, I was obsessed with seeing the Saw movies because everyone talks about how fucked up it is and how it's R-rated and stuff. And I was like,
Ew! I
"Oh, like
can't
it's
watch
edgy.
those.
Oh, I want to watch that." But then once I've seen it, I was like, "This is just morbid." There's like a level of like fucked up horror that's good versus fucked up horror that's bad. And so like
Okay.
I've said this a bunch of times where I'm like, the movie Hereditary is fucked up horror that's good because it plays on the dynamic of like family relationships and dysfunctional families and that kind of stuff. And so it at least has a message to it. Even if I'll like never see it again because like it's super messed up, I'll still recommend it to people. But like I would never recommend to
Okay.
anyone The Human Centipede. It's pointless. There's no message to it. It's just for shock value. Like it's immature. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the difference. Yeah, between like mature horror versus immature horror when talking about
Wow.
dark subjects, whether
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
so.
I don't. I just can't. I can't watch any of the Saw movies. There was one Saw movie. I think there's one or two. I think I saw the obviously the first one,
Yeah, yeah,
and
that
then
one's like a classic.
there's like a second one or like a third one or something. All
Oh
I
yeah.
know is like someone sticking their hand in needles, and that was it for me. I'm done.
Oh,
I've
that's the
never ever
second one.
seen them
That's the second
ever
movie.
ever again. I'll never
Yeah,
ever watch ever again. Needle. I think that's probably why I'm scared of needles.
right,
Even though I have tons of tattoos, like if I don't see the needle, I'm fine. When I
right.
was getting my half sleeve, when I was
Yeah,
getting my half sleeve, for instance, the
yeah,
whole time it was like I had to go in sessions or like a couple 8 hour sessions,
yeah.
and the whole time it's fine. But the moment that I look at the needle, I'll like I had to get him to stop. I'll get dizzy. I'll like I'll get lightheaded. I can like pass out instantly. But
Oh my gosh.
as long as I don't like, what I don't get is like, why do needles have to be so long? Like, why can't they just be like a little? Like,
Um,
why do they have to be so long?
because it's got to get to the vein. Like, what if,
No,
there's
but the
like
vein, they're always like doing it in the arm.
yeah.
Where's the vein in the arm? Don't they just jab it in the arm? Like, if you're gonna go get a vaccine, isn't it just in the arm?
I don't know. I've yet to get the vaccine. I'm hoping to get that thing soon, but
Okay, well, like if you were just to get the flu
anything, a
shot,
flu
isn't
shot.
it
Yeah.
just like in the
Yeah,
arm?
normally it's a short needle. It's a short needle that they prick you with.
It's
Yeah.
not a short needle. The needle's like this long. That's short.
No,
Short is
no, no,
like this
no.
big. That's short
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah, the flu shot, I swear, get one where the needle's that long. The long needles are for like in this section.
No, I can't. Don't do it. I'll
Right?
pass out all right on the screen.
Yeah, okay,
I
okay, okay.
can't.
I was
If I
like,
see like if I see the metal part of the needle, I'm gone.
yeah,
I'm blacked
yeah.
out. If I see any swabs or like if I see like any
Swabs are
containers,
fine.
no, if I
Right.
see contain like clear jars with swabs in them and then I'm seeing like yellow like biohazard signs with like then they're
Yeah.
like hooked up to the wall and it's like don't touch, I'm gonna pass out. I'll
What
get
if
nauseous. I'll get so nauseous.
what if you were the victim of Nazi experiments in a past life, and that's why you have this trauma? It's like
I
a
believe
past life
it.
trauma.
I guess so. It's terrifying for me. Like I literally terrifying. Like I got
Yeah.
a really bad I had like a really bad face reaction one time when I was back in the day, like maybe like 3, 4 years ago. Actually, it could be even longer, maybe like 5, 6 years ago. I woke up
Yeah.
and I had all these bumps all over my face. Like it was like a huge rash, and then they were like pussing.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was it turned out I was allergic to tea tree oil.
Oh, no
Like
kidding.
that's why I can't wear certain like things on my skin. Like yesterday, I wore
Right.
by accident. I didn't realize that yesterday I have like an Axe roll-on deodorant. It's
Okay.
an Axe one,
Yeah.
and all I use is just Dove, this body spray, or I'll use the Dove roll-on one. It's like the men's one. It's called Clean Comfort.
Yeah.
It's super mild. Um, it doesn't burn my armpits. I put that Axe one on, and my armpits were like it felt like thunderbolts are going on in my
Oh
armpits.
my gosh.
It
Yeah,
just
that's strong of
crackles.
a
They're like
reaction.
crackling.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad. It
Oh boy.
stings. It's like the worst.
Yeah.
So I just like I have super like sensitive skin, and yeah, I got a huge super bad face reaction,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I had to bring my friend with me just to go to the walk-in clinic.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, she had to get me like cookies, drinks, all this stuff because I was like sitting in the waiting room. I was like, I can't even sit in here. I'm gonna how the freaking do people do this? Like, how is no one just like lightheaded right now?
I don't know. I
Like
don't
I'm
know.
seeing a
Yeah.
receptionist and I'm just like a glass. I'm passed out. I'm like I'm dead right now. She's
Yeah.
like, can I get your like information? I'm just like, no,
I
I
can't
can't.
hear
I
you. I'm
can't.
out.
I'm
Yeah.
just out.
Out of
Waiting
commission.
rooms and
Yeah.
stuff like that make me like super. I think it's because also maybe because of my mom probably. Like waiting rooms make me
Well,
so
right. Yeah.
scared because it's like last time I was in a waiting room, they tell me my mom's dead. So it's like
Yeah.
now I'm always like I guess terrified. Just like even when I look at movies, I get like my lately I've been wearing my watch always. So like I'm this new thing where I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what? I have a Apple Watch. I never wear it. Let me just put this shit on. But it was because
Okay.
of the band that I had. I had like a metal band that like was magnetic and it just got caught onto absolutely everything. So I never wore it. I hated it
Oh.
so much. So I got
Yeah.
a new Apple band, which is like, okay, yes, please.
Mm.
And it doesn't get caught on things, which I'm so happy about. I'm just like loving life.
Yeah.
But it like tells me certain things, so it'll tell me like when I'm getting nervous, or like it'll tell me like da da da
Oh,
da
really? Wow. Yeah.
all the time. Like when I'm watching movies, it'll be like every minute, just be like breathe, breathe. That's why I can't watch movies because I'll black out. I blacked out at
Jeez.
Mission Impossible 4. I blacked out in the theater.
At what point? Like him
He
climbing
was
the tower?
no, it was he was coming out of like there's a scene where he's like a cop. He goes back into like being a cop.
Oh, in Russia. Yeah.
It's like a flashback or something, and he's coming like out of like I think he's like supposed to be like undercover or something. He's coming out of like the back of like a truck. It's the newest one that was just out.
Oh, the newest one is like the sixth or something.
Okay, yeah, sorry. No. It
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah. No, no, it's okay.
what is it called? It was called Protocol,
Fallout.
I think. Fallout. Okay, is that what it is? Fallout.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that one, there's a scene where like he like comes out of like this like military truck, and I
Mhm.
think he shoots himself in the head. But it's like It's like a dream or something. Like it's
Oh,
something weird
oh,
where
oh.
it's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's imagining being a bad guy because he's like having to go so undercover that he actually commits a terrorist act in order
yes.
to gain favor of the terrorists. Yeah,
Exactly. So there's that part, and I
yeah.
got the seats. I got the seats like that were moving and shit,
Oh,
because
no
this.
kidding. Yeah.
I'm the type of person that like I cannot watch shitty movies. Like I cannot watch shitty movies. I cannot
Yeah.
watch. I hate watching boring ass movies. Like
Gotta be
I'll get
high
into I'll
touch
get into my
quality.
topic of like my next topic, which is like I watched an Amazon series. I have never been. Was having nightmares because I've never been so furious about how boring this fucking thing was.
What? You haven't
And
had
Aiden
episode
made me
boredom?
finish it. I
Oh
was
my god.
pissed. I was like done like episode 5.
Yeah.
I was done episode 5.
Yeah.
I had 10 full episodes to watch. I was pissed.
Oh my
Anyways,
god.
besides the point, I blacked out. As soon as he shot himself in the head, I blacked out. Like
Wow.
I screamed in the theater, like and like
Yeah.
everyone was like so scared. I had to get out of the theater. I had to go to the terminal, get water, everything. Completely blacked out.
Right. Oh my
Because I was
gosh.
just so into I was going to the movie. I was saying I was in cruise control. I was ready. Like I love Tom Cruise because he can do a movie. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
ready. And then like the movie, the seats were going. I was so amped, and I put myself into the movie. So I feel
Almost
the
too much.
feelings of the
Yeah.
people. I
Yeah.
feel the feelings of the people. When he shot himself, I literally just shot myself in the head. I blacked out.
Oh my gosh.
So I can't watch movies where like people are dying and like I don't know,
Right.
doing like surgery on themselves and like getting tortured. I'll watch that and think it's me myself getting tortured.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I can
Yeah.
feel it myself, and then I'll
Don't
feel
watch
it
Human
so
Centipede then.
yeah, I'll
Because
feel
yeah,
it so
they show
much
you
where like
everything.
I'll black
Yeah.
out. It's happened
Man,
so
that's
many times.
crazy. Wait, wait. So you're talking about how you can't watch boring movies because
No.
it's the worst thing you could experience. But then when you watch really like intense and realistic movies that are like gripping, it's too much and it can make you
It's
get
good,
overwhelmed.
but it depends. It really depends. Like for instance,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched I watched this Jackie Chan movie. It's called last night. I'm into like watching like afternoon movies now,
Okay,
but
nice. Yeah.
I have to be very selective on the movies I choose. For instance, sometimes the movies that Aiden chooses, those are the movies that I'm like, I can't believe he
You're
chose
dying of
this.
boredom.
I'm
Yeah.
dying,
Yeah.
but I'll just watch it, whatever. But
Yeah.
like, this is why I only pick certain movies where I'm like, I know the outcome, and if the outcome isn't that way, I won't sit there and watch there for 2 hours. I'll shut that shit off. I don't
Right,
care. I
right.
don't care
Yeah.
about the. It's that you didn't win me over as a viewer. Sorry, I'm out. I didn't have to like. I'm paying a monthly subscription. I don't want to have to sit here and for 2 hours. You're not paying me for to sit here for 2 hours and watch your boring ass movie. Sorry,
That's right.
no,
That's
ain't
right.
doing that.
Yeah.
If it doesn't pay me, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Done.
Very
So
good.
I know that sounds like kind of crazy and bad, but like
No,
at
no,
the
no.
same
What do
time,
you mean? You're a customer. You're paying money for a
yeah. Why the hell
service.
am I watching this boring ass shit? I
Exactly.
hate it. I hate it so much, and I find that a lot of movies are super boring. So yesterday, we're looking at movies. Blah, blah, blah. I see this one with Jackie Chan. It's called like it's a different name. I don't know the name because I get the name wrong. I think it's called. I don't know what it's called actually. I think it's called Vengeance, but it's not called that. But it's called something.
I don't know. Yeah, a basic word, just an adjective.
I think it's called Vengeance because of it. Essentially,
Okay.
it's like okay, Jackie Chan like drops his daughter off. His daughter, something
Oh,
blows
oh,
up.
the foreigner, the foreigner.
See,
It's called the
but it's called.
foreigner,
It should be
but
called Vengeance. Like
it should be because like nothing about him being a foreigner has
has
to do with the
anything.
movie.
What is this movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
brought up
I,
ever that he's
just
Chinese.
because he's Chinese or whatever, or Asian.
Yeah,
I get it. I don't. Okay, whatever. Besides the point.
yeah.
Watch this movie. I look at the time. I'm seeing like it's hitting 2 hours. I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? How? First of all, this is what I don't understand. It's like Avengers. The Avengers movies are 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like the first one's like 2 hours 20 minutes. It's like that makes sense, but that's a story being told. Do you know how much action they're putting in that? Do you know how much story they have to tell? So that makes sense that it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Why would a regular movie, be 2 hours? That's what I don't get.
Art, art. That's
No,
why.
it's boring dialogue to put my ass to sleep. However,
Yeah,
yesterday
yeah,
I watched the movie with Jackie Chan, and it turns out James Bond was in it, but the old James Bond. And then
yeah,
Aiden was
yeah.
telling me how the old James Bond's actually Irish. He's using his Irish accent, all this stuff. They were going back and forth to like Ireland. They were going to Russia. Jackie Chan was killing it. He was like jumping off. He was doing his stereotypical like jumping off of like all this stuff, doing his thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I saw why the movie was 2 hours because they put dialogue in it, but the dialogue was good because the actors in it were good. Like it was like good.
Right.
I'm like, okay, this makes
Yeah,
sense. I'll watch. It
yeah.
makes sense. Don't tell me though that for a 2 hour movie and I'm sitting in the movie and I'm like, literally Captain Marvel's like a 2-hour movie. That movie is so boring. It's one of the boringest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's like so boring. I'm just like, how are people like? How do people think this is good? Like, I don't get it. It's just like
It's the
oh,
idea, the concept. People love concepts. So even if the movie's bad, they'll love the concept. Like Christmas movies. A bad Christmas movie will still be good to someone who loves Christmas movies, just because
but
it's a Christmas movie.
Christmas movies aren't 2 hours. They're usually like an hour or 20 minutes, hour
That's
30
true.
minutes. That's how it should. That's what movies should be. They should be an hour 30 minutes. Why are movies going into an hour 20 minutes? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, sorry, 2 hours plus.
Yeah,
No movie
yeah.
should be hitting 2 hours ever,
Unless
ever.
it's an epic. Unless it's an epic.
And they're always hitting 2 hours. I'm looking at why is this 2 hours? And then I watch it, and then you're sitting in through halfway through the like 30, 40 minutes into the movie, and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Why? That's not art. That's just someone trying to tell a
Just
story
bad
that they
editing.
couldn't convey. They couldn't
Yeah.
convey the story in a short enough time. So they
Yeah.
have to think that adding this scene in, and adding that scene in, and adding this scene in, and adding that scene. No. It's like, well, I'm not trying to watch a movie to like pass the time. I'm trying to watch a movie to like entertain myself. If I'm not
Yeah.
getting entertained, why am I watching the movie?
Yeah.
That's
That's
my
right.
whole logic. And that
Yeah.
brings me into my next topic, which is
Yes.
The Wilds on Amazon.
Oh, I've seen advertisements for it, but I haven't seen it. Tell me about it.
Honestly, spoiler alert, everyone, right now. This is
Wait.
about. Okay, well, I'm
What?
just gonna say. I'll tell you what it's about. I'll tell you what it's about. It's about
Okay, okay,
five
without
girls.
spoiling the end or
It's
anything.
about girls that are just on an island, stuck on an island.
Okay, okay,
Done.
okay.
So
Yeah,
you're
because I
gonna
want to
think
watch
it's
it.
gonna be like, you're thinking it's gonna be like, oh, like Lord of the Flies. Think again.
Right, yeah.
Remember, keyword is 5 girls are trapped on an island.
Oh, so is it like a utopia?
I said I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but
Okay,
five
okay, okay.
girls are
Yeah,
trapped on an island. So I'm just going to let you know 5 girls are trapped on an island. So there might be very girly behavior and very just a lot of like girly stuff happening,
sure,
or like
sure. More psychological
nothing's
torture than
happening at
physical.
all because they're just. I'm not saying that girls don't do anything. I'm just saying
It's the
that
difference between dogs and cats. Boys are like dogs, girls are like cats.
like if you want to watch people just like sitting around doing nothing, even though they're on a stranded island and we're dying,
Yeah.
let's just sit around and argue.
So wait. Okay, okay. So without
Just
saying any
garbage.
spoilers, how did wait, so first off, is it a TV show or a movie?
It's a TV show. I think there's 10
Hmm.
episodes, 45
How
minute episodes.
how has it made you feel watching it?
I had dreams that I was in the wild and like
Yeah.
had to like I felt like they needed a leader, so I did it in my dreams. So I went in my dreams and I took
Oh,
over the thing, and I was just like, all right, guys, from
oh,
day one, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. Starting day two, we need to do this, we need to do that, because no one's going to save us. So why are we sitting around doing nothing for 10 episodes?
oh my God.
It's
So
so
they
odd.
just don't do anything?
It's so
Oh,
odd. You would think that
yeah.
in 10 episodes we're dying. How on
Oh.
the last episode are we just killing a goat? On the
Yeah.
last episode, what? How does that make any sense?
Yeah. Unless they're doing like every episode takes place over 6 hours or something. You gotta kill a goat like after the second day or something. The hunger
You would
instincts will take over.
literally they're like maybe the sixth episode. They're like, we're getting really hungry. Like we need to
Right.
find food. The sixth episode. How is that like that's 6 hours of dialogue, like of and nothing, like nothing's
Of
happening.
time
There's
spent.
no,
Yeah.
and I find like with most things there should be like character development.
Yeah.
That's the
Or
one
at
thing
least
that
payoffs.
lacks. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
There's no character development. So the person from A, it doesn't change from, and essentially it's supposed to be like, it's like it's just such a stupid fucking. It's so dumb. I hated it so much. I hated it so much that I would give it like negative stars.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, hey, with that review in mind, maybe you should spoil it. Because, yeah, I
It
guess
was
I'm just not
so
going to watch
bad,
it.
bro.
I don't want to watch
So
something
bad.
boring. I'm with you. So,
It's like the. Okay, go ahead.
no, no, no. I just want to say to the audience who might be interested in the wilds, now you guys get out. Because I'm ready for spoilers. Tell me what happens.
Okay, so essentially it's like you're like led to believe that like first episode it's like, oh my gosh, it's showing like and talking about like the dysfunctions of like society and like women living in it
Of
and the
course.
different
Yeah.
types of women living in it. So there's and when it's doing this, it's showing like different types of girls. So it's showing like one girl, she's like an Asian girl, she's working like in her like parents restaurant, and she's like chopping lobster. So it's like you're
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, she's gonna be like the one that's gonna be able to fish.
Yeah.
There's another girl that's like they cut to another scene. This girl's like really good at basketball. Cuts to another scene. This girl's like really good at this. She's a swimmer. Like there's one, and it cuts to this. So then all of a sudden they're on a plane. It's like 5 of them though. They all have different situations. There's one girl. The main girl's in love with a guy that writes a book. So this guy writes a book about falling in love with a girl, a younger girl, which is technically
No.
which is technically a teenager, and this girl falls in love with him because she falls in
Yeah.
love with the person behind the book. The teacher randomly asks one of the students to take this guy home after a lecture, and she takes him home. She offers to take him home.
What? So like statutory rape or what's going on?
Sleeps with him.
Oh my gosh.
The guy's like drunk one night. He's like, I'm gonna. No, wait, she doesn't sleep with him yet. He's like, I'm gonna regret this. I can't stop thinking about kissing you. And she's like, I turn 18 in a week, right? It's like, what is going on right now? Like, what the fuck is this show about? So, again, you don't get any backstory from any other girl. So you just get the main girl. Everybody else just got that little clip in the beginning where it's like, oh, they're like
these are
coming from this part of town. They're coming from this part of town. One girl's really rich. Like, they just all have different little stories that you want to get to know them, but you don't get to know them. Now, you realize that like this guy goes to this girl's house now and he goes, you lied to me. Like, you're not 18. You're 16 turning 17.
Uh-oh.
And he's like,
too late. He's going to jail.
Yeah, he's like, get the fuck out of my car. Somebody sent me your birth certificate. Get the fuck out of my car. Da 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 da. Now she's on this plane with like those 5 other girls that are being seen. Yada yada. Yeah. Essentially, it's a girls' retreat. That's what we're getting from the plane. It's a girls' retreat. Oh, fun. Girls' retreat. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Plane goes down. This main girl now is waking up, swimming in the water. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? She makes it back on land. She finds the other girls. They all start to get together. Now it's like, what happened? How are we gonna get off this island? Each episode, they're basically doing a backstory of each girl. That's why nothing happens.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah. Man, anytime a story, when there's a main mission and then there's backstories to everything, I think backstories are the same as exposition. They should be used very sparingly and only when you absolutely have to, when there's no other way you could tell a story.
Yep.
Like, you shouldn't have a backstory. You should, like, while the main mission is happening of them being on the island, be like, 2 people start to console in each other and then maybe explain whatever the backstory was saying. Right?
Exactly.
Like focus on the situation at hand, like you're on this island.
Why are they not focusing on why are they not building a fire and then like them doing the backstory of like, this is why I know how to build a fire? Because like at home, my dad shit himself and like I had to always start a fire.
I became an arsonist.
Yes, it's just something like, you know what I mean? It's like something where like it explains, like they didn't do any of that. They just literally put them on an island. Let's do backstories now.
And now backstories for the whole season.
And in between that, let's argue about things like the book. Oh, so I read the book and he read your notes and like da da da. He was pretty much into younger girls. Oh, fuck you, da da. They're just like screaming. Da, da, da. It's just like that shit for 6 episodes. Like nothing happens. Like literally, they don't do anything. I can't even bring anything up. They don't go fishing. They don't go. They don't do anything. They just sit on. Their fire goes out. They try to. They go in 2 separate teams to build shelters.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're on a stranded island. You need to conserve energy. You don't have any food. You need to work all together to build one shelter. So what they're doing is they're splitting up and then building 2 shelters. And whoever builds the best shelter, they live in that shelter. It's like, what? Why? Why would
work
they
together?
Like, why?
Yeah.
And then finally the shelter's built and they're all sitting in this little tiny shelter. It's like, there was that many of you guys could only like, you didn't think that the shelter maybe needs to be a little like, it's just like,
use the materials that you just made that shitty shelter with to expand the shelter. Yeah.
So then it turns out that this is actually just an experiment.
It is the retreat, the girls' retreat. Or no?
It's an experiment by like, so like now it's showing the main head woman who's supposed to be like evil and like bad, and it's showing like how she recruited some of these people to like start this situation. So like actually some of the girls on the island are planted on the island. So 2 of the girls on the island are fake girls on the island that are feeding information
Okay, they're like secret shoppers.
Yes, to the island, and this one girl that's like, the one that's like the younger one that's like that slept with the older guy.
Yeah,
She's the only one that's like really. She's like something's
not
up.
in
All
on.
the other girls are just like, oh my god,
Right.
there's a plane. Let's just flag it down. Like no one thinks like let's start smoke. Let's flag a plane down, and
Yeah.
let's right after that eat all of our food because we know the
Oh,
plane's coming back. Even though the plane did absolutely no distress signal showing that it saw them, it just flew
yeah.
right by them. It
Yeah.
saw us! Yay! Let's eat all of our food now. For days and days go by, the plane doesn't come. They're
Oh
like,
my
I
gosh.
can't believe we ate all of our food. How stupid of us. Oh my
Yeah.
god, we're gonna die. Literally, that's like episode 9.
So is it? What is it? A Netflix original? A Prime
It's an
original?
Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, Prime original. Yo, so
Horrible.
Amazon Prime and Netflix and these streaming services that have become the new monopolies as far as entertainment goes, right?
Mhm.
Like production companies still exist, like Universal and all that fun stuff, but they now sell their projects to these streaming services because that's what the future is now. There's no more Rogers Video or Blockbuster, right?
Correct.
What happened where they don't give a shit about quality anymore? It seems so weird. It's
They
like they're
don't
just
care.
pumping out, yeah, it's just quantity. But it's not even that hard. That's the part I don't get.
It's not at all.
The idea of doing a female version of whatever the heck the boys one is. What's it called again? Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. Yeah.
That's such an easy
It's
idea
so
that they
easy.
failed. You
It's
literally
so easy,
just
Joe.
redo it, but have it with females, which means you do certain changes. Like maybe they don't become violent, but they become more manipulative or
Yeah.
something, right? Like try to
More
play on the
backstabbing.
dynamic
Something.
of female culture versus male culture. So it's
None of
like
that.
the girls talk to each other about their feelings. They're not afraid to do that. But in doing so, they now know the other girl's weaknesses and start to play off that once they become enemies.
None of
Fucked
that.
up shit like that, right?
None of that
Like even now, as I'm just saying this, I'm coming up with a better idea than just backstory the show, you know? Like
They all sat there at the end and were like, I can't believe we're stuck on this island. Like all of them. All of
and
them
then the
in a
camera
row
just zooms out
together,
again.
like, I can't believe we
Yeah.
ate all of our food. Like da, da, da,
Oh,
da.
yeah.
To the point where like at the end, it seems like two of the girls have been taken from the island and
Yeah.
they're held in captivity and like they're getting asked questions about what happened on the island. And the one main girl, her this happens in the last episode, by the way. The last episode, this is they're being kept in captivity, whatever. It happens maybe like the problem about the show is they told you it was an experiment. So basically the whole thing, it's an experiment. You know that they're just like getting worked on,
So
but
it's not even
off
like a story
scenes
season.
out of the experiment, nothing's happening. There's nothing
Right.
at all is happening outside of the experiment where I can even bring up. It's just nothing's happening. The boss is just like cleaning her, like
Drinking coffee and just watching the experiment. But
making a note, like weird like requests and saying things about like this experiment is for like women and to show women that like we can be the rulers of the world. It's like, oh my god, but this is not showing that women can do this because you're on an island doing nothing. So it's showing that
yeah, yeah.
it's not working. So it's
There's
not
no
doesn't make
social
any sense.
dynamic.
Yeah, it's not making any
Yeah,
sense. So
yeah.
it's like if you want to do that, then put them on an island and make them actually fucking do shit. Like make them
Yeah.
actually show them like how to be a badass woman. Like show that none
Yeah.
of that happens. None of that happens. Like they all actually like retreat back into themselves essentially because they're like
Oh
stranded
my
and they
God.
don't know what to do.
So if anything, this show is
It's
kind of
horrible.
sexist. It's like
It's
saying that
horrible.
women can't do it.
Yeah, it's honestly, and they're
Yeah.
not getting it. It's like, do they not
Oh my
understand that
God.
like these women did absolutely nothing for 10 episodes, and then on the last episode, the main girl, she like sneaks out.
Yeah.
This is her sneaking out. So she talks to one of the guys. She begs one of the security guard, like one of the guys that's like interviewing her. He's like a police guy. She basically begs him to go outside so that she can sit outside just to see like some air or whatever. He gives her a napkin. She takes the napkin. She puts the napkin in the door at like late at night so she can escape.
Oh, right.
She
Yeah.
runs down a really long hallway
Yeah.
because some like things go off,
Yeah.
and one of the other girls is having like an anaphylactic shock or something that on the island she didn't have any of the clams. They all got really sick because they had clams or like
Okay.
they found like oysters and they ate the oysters, and she
Yeah.
was the only one that didn't eat the oysters because she said she was allergic. So
Okay.
this girl thought she was like an imposter because she was like, you were the only one that didn't eat da, 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 da.
Right, right, right.
So she meets her in like the this girl then asks her
So,
to like see her and gives her a note and says on the note it just says you were right. I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, what does that mean? You were right. That's all it says on the note. You were right. And then she puts. It's hard just saying by this girl, but whatever. Besides the point, she puts this other girl puts the main girl puts a napkin in the thing after the girl that wasn't allergic. Wait, she was allergic to shellfish. She's having an anaphylactic shock, so all the people are like running to her right now.
Yeah.
This main girl's trying to escape. She runs into a room. This is how it ends. She runs into a room. She runs into a room with other cameras and stuff like this, and it just shows like her zooming in, and it's the cameras on just a crew of boys, and then she goes, "What the hell?" And then it ends.
Oh my
That's
god!
the
What?
that's the
So they're
ending of
setting
the
up a
series.
season 2 for a shittier version of Lord of the Flies? Oh, that's rough. That's a no bueno. That's a 0 out of 10 for me, dog. That's no good.
Peter Jackson is a no from. I was literally
Yeah, that's gonna be a
furious. I
no
was
for
like,
me,
"How
dog.
dare they?"
Yeah.
I was done episode like 3, 4. I didn't want to watch the rest. I was like, "Nah,
Yeah.
I'm done." Once I found out that it's it's an experiment, fine, cool, it's an experiment, but like make the experiment like actually
Make it
give
entertaining.
it a
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Don't just end on a cliffhanger without even explaining like whether or not it was good or bad. Like,
show nothing. They did absolutely nothing to the girls. They did so they're in an experiment, but shouldn't the experiment be like giving them some tidal waves, give them some winds, give them some
give them challenges to prove
give them some
themselves. Yeah,
creatures at night, give them something. Can you just give them some
yeah,
rain? Give them something to be challenged by. Nope, they're just going
yeah.
by natural whatever's happening.
Oh my God. Very good. Well, hey, for the audience that's still listening, there you go. We now don't have to watch Wilder or The Wilds or whatever it is. The Wilds, yeah. Very good. Hey, that was a very honest review, and I appreciate it because I think I might have actually seen that had you not say something. So, because there are good survival movies out there. Like there was one, um, now I forget what it was called, but it's just one person that got stranded on an island, but there's this creature, this aquatic creature that's like on the island, and it like is stalking her, and it's not killing her, but it wants to like it like loves her. I
Okay.
forget what that movie was called. Hey, what was that movie called? With the one girl who's stranded on the island, and there's that aquatic creature, and like they don't believe the aquatic creature's there.
Oh, like Sweetie or something?
Sweetheart.
Sweetheart, was that it?
Yeah, yeah. So the movie called Sweetheart. I would recommend that one because it actually has a message to it. So without spoiling the movie, let me say what the message of the movie is, because maybe that would get you interested in watching it. It's called Sweetheart, and the message of the movie is kind of like when people don't believe in victims or whatever, like not victim blaming, but just like thinking like minimalizing when people are like trying to tell you something serious that happened to them and you just like aren't believing in them. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it. So watch the movie. Yeah, no spoilers. But yeah, it's another thing where like it's a survival movie. Um,
Interesting.
but yeah, and then obviously Lord of the Flies, like a classic example of a good survival movie.
Yeah.
And The Gray with Liam Neeson. That one's
The
pretty good.
Gray.
That one,
I don't think I've seen this one. The
oh my
Gray.
gosh, The Gray. It came out in like 2009 or something. Man, that movie is
Gray.
so good for several
I don't
reasons.
think I've seen it.
I think the most important thing, like the ultimate takeaway that I took from the movie The Gray, is that Liam Neeson's character um, is a widow. His wife dies from something, cancer,
Oh.
and he continues doing his job as someone who protects the perimeter of like an oil rig, but it's like way up north. So like wolves and stuff will like come in, and so he has to shoot them, and that's his job. He just has a sniper, and he just hangs out on the edge of an oil rig, making sure that um, dangerous wild animals don't walk into the camp, because then they could kill someone, right? It's like people are walking from tent to tent, right, in the nighttime.
Yeah.
So it's like he's there just to protect the perimeter.
Right.
Um, and then he's on a plane going somewhere else, like to Alaska, like from one base to another, and the
Okay.
plane crashes from turbulence, right?
Okay.
So it's just him and a group of people, and it's one of those survival movies where it's like one by one everyone dies kind of thing, right? So it's not much of a spoiler there, me saying that, but that's the style of movie where one by one everyone dies.
Just
Through
laughing too after
through
that. I'm like, okay.
through one reason or another, but it's entertaining. You would like it, I'll say
Yeah, I
that
like
much, right? Every
people
scene
dying.
is individually entertaining. But the ultimate takeaway from the movie was how unforgiving nature is because he's like a man of faith, but he like lost his faith when his wife died. And then he
Okay.
gets to a point where like these people, these other survivors are like dying, and it gets to a point where like he's almost alone, and he's like screaming up at the sky, and he's like, "Are you there? It's like if you're there, you have to show me a sign right now." And you just look up at the sky, and all you hear is just a cold, wisping winds, and there's just nothing. And it's like,
Oh
damn,
shoot!
that's cold,
Darn
dude.
it,
Because it's
that's
like
cold.
that. I mean, it's true, right? I mean, you know, it's nature's not going to fuck about humanity. There's no morals in nature. Wolves will just hunt you down and kill you, and it's not
Like, what were
evil.
you
It's just
expecting? Like a thunderbolt or
dog.
something, or
He is
like
a
a
sign,
rainbow
yeah.
or
Maybe a
something?
helicopter shows up and saves him in the last minute, but nope, nothing. It's just like, nah, bro, you're fucked. It's like this is nature. Nature's unforgiving. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the ultimate
And
takeaway.
this isn't like, I don't know, like
It's just it's a hard cold truth, but it's like, you know, it's one of those things where
it's
it's
what
like,
happens, man. It's what happens. It's
yeah. And
life.
then so that's not the end of the movie. Obviously, that's just a part of the movie that really touched me. But yeah, and not to sound morbid, because it's not like, oh, like there's no hope or whatever. It's like, well, of course there's hope, but it's like it's important to understand that there are no morals in nature, and that there's no,
Uh,
there's no saving grace or whatever, right? It's like nature is beautiful, but it's also unforgiving, and
yeah.
it's humans that created morality, right? We know what's right and wrong, but if you're just if there's like a baby lost in the woods and wolves find it, they'll just eat it. And that's like the most evil shit. But it's like they don't know that it's a baby. They don't have
Yeah.
any nature is just like if you're hungry, you eat. And that's it.
Like if
It's like
there's a
there's no
tsunami, there's a tsunami. Like
and it could kill like
done.
an entire village of innocent people. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's just
It's
nature.
just the way it is.
Yeah, it's not evil, it's just unforgiving. It's unthinking, it's just moving. It's just movement. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's harsh,
Yep.
bro, but it's like that's survival movie at its finest, right? Because it's like that's the ultimate lesson that we can take away is that
Yeah.
to survive, you just have to do everything and anything you can, and you can't like look for outside help. It's like it's you against whatever it is, right? Wolves or just nature or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like scary because it's like
Right.
again, it's
Don't
like
get
a,
lost
it's
in the
like
woods.
it's the unknown. I guess. I guess that's what kind of makes it scary. It's like because
Yeah.
you don't really know. You don't really know what the wild can throw at you, right? Like it can
Yeah,
throw
yeah, yeah.
anything
There
at
could be
you.
nothing,
So.
or you could stumble upon the den of a bear and then have the
Mm.
fight of your life, right? Like
There's
it's
just like
yeah.
so many things, yeah. And even too,
And
like just even with weather, even an
yeah,
example, right?
yeah,
Like,
seriously, yeah. The temperature could drop, and you could be like freezing, and there could be hailstorms, and yeah, like it's scary. It could be out there.
I was watching. I like to watch the news. I know that sounds really lame.
So what are you,
Does it?
40?
I don't know. Yeah, it does. Aiden hates it. I have to watch it at least like once because I like to know what's going on. I'm sorry, I just need to know.
Right, right. Okay, well,
But like,
where's this leading? Because
it's
that's
super
exactly
negative.
what we're talking about.
It's super
Something,
negative.
yeah.
But wait. Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I don't know if you're going to lead to this, but I recently heard that there's a new strain of COVID that's like 80% more contagious.
Oh no. I
Yeah,
did hear about this, but like,
Canada's
wow.
shutting down the planes because yeah, there's a new strain that's coming close.
Yeah, so it's like Aiden just made it across because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, he made
something
it
with
in
the
good time.
UK too. I was listening to it yesterday. He was
Specifically,
telling
yeah.
me too. He was like, "Did you know?" He was showing me a picture of like his friend sent him a picture of like someone not being able to cross the border because of like this new strain or whatever.
Yeah,
And he was like, "Look, you made it across just in time."
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, because it's like, but I was like, he was showing me like I didn't know, and I was like, "Dude, of course I know. I watch the news every night. Like, come on."
Yeah, I'm up to
You know
date.
what I mean?
You
Like,
don't have
I'm
to
up
tell
to
me about
date.
this. Yeah,
But
I can
it's
tell you.
I was like, you would be up to date too if you just watch the news. But I think he thinks it's just like super like it's super negative, which I
It's
completely agree with.
demoralizing. Yeah,
It's just horrible to watch. Like it makes you it's only talking about COVID basically. It's just
yeah,
COVID after COVID after COVID after COVID. So it's super negative and like completely understand it, but I like to just to keep informed. I love knowing. I love just like seeing what they're feeding us. I love that. It's
right.
just like
Yeah,
they'll just
keep me
feed
up
you
on it.
anything and people just soak it all up and they love it.
Yeah.
But you know,
What are you gonna do? Well,
what are you gonna do?
what has been the latest news in Ontario? Is it that Christmas Eve they're implementing a province-wide lockdown for a month?
Well,
Isn't
we're in
that
lockdown
silly?
now. We're locked down today here.
The whole province or just Hamilton?
Here, well, I don't know if the whole province, but here
I,
we're locked
I
down.
okay, okay. So
So
yeah, I think the whole province is
non-essentials.
right. Yeah,
But I think the whole province is tomorrow. No,
thought it was Christmas Eve, but yeah, yeah, could be tomorrow.
I think it might be tomorrow. But
And then it goes for a month.
I had mentioned it was. I heard. Sorry. I was talking to my little sister about it, and I had mentioned to her that it's probably this was before it was announced that it would happen Christmas Eve, and I told her maybe it's just me thinking that. I was like, make sure you have everything at whatever you need, just
Yeah.
like a couple days before Christmas Eve. So, and that's why I'm thinking, okay, well, tomorrow is the 20th. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? So
Yeah.
it's the 22nd. So it's like almost a couple days before Christmas Eve. So I'm just thinking in my head, logically, I'm just thinking, okay,
Now
I'm
is the
just
time
thinking
to stock up.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
today I'm
yeah.
going to the store and getting all my everything that I possibly need for like up until a little after New Year's.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I should probably do that too.
Just because
Um,
like it's just like so brutal. Like everything is just horrible right now, and like I did all my shopping already. So like I don't need to get out
nice.
anymore. I just don't have time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
That's
care.
good. That's good. Yeah, I did all my shopping too, but might do a last minute thing, but I should do it today. I should not wait until Christmas Eve. I mean, like
Yeah,
I'm already in a lockdown, so it's not like it's going to be any more of in a lockdown, but just like I should not be spending any more time with strangers
yeah.
than
It's
is
like that
necessary.
serious right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You just can't be anywhere. You gotta just stay in. People are like furious. People are like, oh my god, like I gotta see my family. I'm supposed to spend Christmas. It's like it's 1 year. Calm
Shut
down. How
up.
many years
Yeah.
have you had like Christmas? Like every year. People are just so annoying and selfish. I'm sorry to say that if you were one of those people.
No, it's true.
If the shoe fits, sorry,
There,
but
yeah,
okay, my
and of course there are
like
sympathetic
calm down.
situations. Like there are well yeah, yeah, for the people who are angry, fuck you. But for any other situation, wait, so you're frozen, but it might be me that's frozen. Let's give it 5 seconds. I'm sure both of us are talking right now. Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nice, I'm back. Okay. Um, there was one person who I talked to while I was on the job. I was dropping off a UPS, and the worker there, I was talking to her, and she was
Hmm.
mentioning how every year, and she's an older woman. She was like in her late 70s. She was saying how every year she spends with her family, like up in Aurelia or whatever, right? And
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
talking to her from
Every year.
Toronto. And how this
Okay.
year will be the first year that she's alone, and it's just going to be her and her dog. And that's
Okay.
because at the start of this year, her husband had to go to the hospital, not COVID related, but from like dementia and several other physical conditions, right?
Okay.
And she wasn't able to see him except to like give him a gift because he's bedbound. So like if he was in a
Oh.
wheelchair, then she could do visiting hours with him, but she can't because she's not allowed to like go into the building and go up to his bedroom. He has to
Oh,
come
that's
down to her.
awful.
So she hasn't
Yeah.
been able to see her husband all year, and she won't be able to see her family this Christmas. And so it's like that sucks. Like it's
It
just an
sucks.
old lady who's like alone. She just like, gets to spend Christmas with her dog. And I'm like, at least you
It
have a
sucks,
dog.
but at least she has her dog.
Yeah, I
So I'm
was like,
saying, like, for me, like, I'm a little, like, I hate to say it, but like, I'm a little super bitchy, and I'm super like hatred toward the world. I know that sounds bad, and I mean it in the nicest way. Like, I'm the type of person that's like, uh, I think just like in my lifetime, I think just a lot of things not the best have happened to me. So I kind of just look at it as like you people need to toughen up. That's the way I see it.
right,
And
yeah,
that's why
exactly.
I'm like a little like I think when I was drinking, I was a little like that's why I can't drink, for instance, because I like have some
I-
I had this some sort of like and it's from my mom, definitely. It's like because my mom just got taken away so suddenly, it's like I don't have sympathy for anyone or anything. I don't care.
right, yeah,
Which is awful. And like I obviously would hear that and I'm like, that's so sad. That's awful. But imagine her husband was dead or her family is dead, then she would really be alone.
right, forever.
Do you know what
Not,
I mean? Like they would should then she
yeah,
would really be alone. Like I've been
yeah,
alone since I've been like 18.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like when I like for instance, he goes, oh, like you don't do Christmas? Like I haven't celebrated Christmas in like 4 or 5 years. Like no presents, no tree, nothing,
Was it
no
related to
family.
stopping drinking, or was it before, like still while you were drinking?
It's just my family is just destroyed after my
Yeah,
mom passed away. So that's
yeah.
why I have super like bad. I just have super like negative kind of
Thoughts about that.
feelings towards other things because it's like I've had it rough.
Hmm.
Like I've literally like I've been when I think about it sometimes I'm like wow I've literally been alone since I've been 18. So that's why I've like kind of
Well, developed a harder shell
I'm a
than other
little
people.
I'm a little like like a little harder because it's like I
Yeah,
have to be that way if not who's going to be that way for me? I don't have my mom anymore to do that for me. And my dad was never that type of person.
Mhm.
Or like like for instance, my sister and my dad have a super 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 really bad relationship.
Oh, seriously.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, they have a really bad relationship. It's like a super hot and cold relationship, like
Mhm.
really bad though. Like it's really bad, like so bad.
Yeah.
And it's basically because like he doesn't do anything,
Right.
right? So like there's like a thing where it's like
You just can't rely on him.
kids like hate like when like parents are overprotective and like always in their business and they coming home and they're what are you doing? Where were you?
Yeah.
Like I've never ever had that from since I've turned 18. I've never had somebody being like, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You've never had anyone like,
my dad will
yeah,
never ever ever text me. Like he'll text me on my birthday, or like for instance when my mom died on like a certain date, and her birthday is a certain date, and those two dates I have like engraved in my head. My dad
yeah.
will text me
Birthday's
like
important.
a month and a half before my mom's birthday and be like, "It's your mom's birthday today." I'm like, "Dad, it's in like a month. What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
Like he's just like in another world.
yeah. Well, he doesn't
So he
care nearly as much
just doesn't.
as you do. Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't care like about like my brother, for instance, does hates him. Like my brother just like doesn't hate him, just like I'm the
Got
only
it.
one that I just don't like I try to see the better in things, right? And I also think that like I think that kind of everybody kind of goes through their stuff and like
Mhm.
right now we may all be separated, but I always try to just have like hope that eventually we'll all be together again. Because my brother's in England, my sister, she lives with my
Seriously.
dad. Yeah,
Yeah.
my brother lives in England. He has
Mhm.
to get far away. He cannot be around like my family. He just hates them because he thinks that my dad never like really stepped up to do anything to help him progress in life.
Yeah, yeah. No
So my
kidding.
brother's like has super like he's like a middle child thing where he's like he thinks that
Right.
he nothing has ever been given to him that and because I'm the eldest and like I had my mom and my mom gave me everything, I was like super mama's boy. But I took
Right.
care of my brother and sister. My sister, however, was super attached to my dad and
Yeah.
didn't get to get much of my mom. So now she's growing up in like without a mom. It's a totally different situation now that my dad now is married to someone else with kids. And
Oh, right.
there's like this huge she like went in the house like graffiti the walls like she
Oh, no
was like
kidding.
oh
Wow.
it's like on like I'm telling you it's like
Yeah.
this is why I'm like if you people think that like just because you don't get to see your family for it could be worse, trust me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like this is
Obviously,
just like
yeah. It's
on the
like that.
daily for me,
Yeah,
like on the
yeah.
daily.
Like you having to not see your family is so minimal compared to the
Yeah, so
situation
for
that
me
other people are dealing with. Yeah.
right like I was in quarantine by like before in game I was been in quarantine 10 months by myself,
Yeah, yeah. Seriously.
like literally by myself. It's like I'm not going and seeing like I'm going and hanging out at part. I'm literally by myself.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. I so used to just and that was and then I had my dog. That's what kept me sane for so long. That's what kept me to go sober was I would come home and not even like my dog would just look at me, still love me no matter what. And
Yeah.
then the same thing happens to my dog. The same way like my mom. So like one night I had to give my dog like CPR in
Yeah.
the middle of the night. So I woke up in the middle of the night. My dog was like stiff. Like I literally just stopped, went completely stiff.
Yeah.
I calling the vet and I'm just like screaming her name and like pounding like giving her like CPR kind of thing, like pumping
Yeah.
her chest. And the vet's just like keep pumping, keep pumping. She comes back alive. I run her to the vet.
Yeah.
They hook her up, all this stuff. They're like, oh, she's like doing pretty good.
Mhm.
You can go home. You can relax. Well, they call me back. They're like, hey, she's actually outside now. She's drinking some water. She's good. You can relax. They call me back within 15 minutes. They're like, she's flatlining. Like I get there, she's basically dead. This
And
happened in like course of like 6 hours.
yeah. Oh my
All right. So
God.
this is like something that like there's no warning prior. The dog's sick. Nothing.
No, yeah, yeah. Just went stiff. You're terrified thinking that
Yeah.
she's
So
gone, but
and
you
even
saved
too,
her and
there was one day, and this is why, for instance, I
Mhm.
think I'm in the situation I'm in now, and I have certain resentment towards things. So
Mhm.
um, I love how this just went like so off, but whatever.
No, no, this is yeah, this is it. This is what we're
I
talking about.
so essentially the dog passed away, and then like so what ended up happening was the day before the dog was kind of like she just wasn't the same. I don't know how to describe it, but she wasn't like showing symptoms that she was sick or anything, but it was like she wasn't eating. She was
Right,
like
right.
walking just
Seemed
like
uncomfortable.
slow, like so what I had did is I actually have a camera. I had a camera installed into my room where like I can just watch her overnight, or not overnight, just over my shift
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
So I can just see her, whatever, yada yada.
Mhm.
And she would never move from this one spot. She'd always just stay in this one spot until I got home. Every single day, she would just stay in one spot. So my the camera that I had, it would detect motion. So whenever she would move, it would detect motion. Every
Right.
day, this dog would just wait in one spot for me. Every single
Yeah.
day. But that's why it's like this dog was really important to me. Besides the point, this specific day, I had brought her downstairs and I said to my brother, I said, hey, can you watch my dog? Because like I don't know what it is. Something is just off. Like she's just acting odd. Like she's not herself. But I had to go to work that morning. I was managing at the time, worked the whole day. So I worked the shift that I would work is like 9 or like 11 to close. So like about 9. I get home about 10.
Right.
I would leave about 9ish 10 to get to work for that time.
Yeah.
So and then I put the camera up so I can see her. She was just laying down. She wasn't really doing anything much. My brother said, yeah, she was just like sitting there. She didn't do anything when I got home.
Mhm.
And then that's the night that like she was like, she just blacked out that
Everything
night. I'm like, what
happened.
the
Yeah.
hell? So going back after the dog dies, I go back into work, and just like the littlest things would like make me snap. Like just so
Right.
everything just kept going downhill from there. I was like, I would go to work one day and like this guy like ran into my car.
Oh my God.
This
Well,
is like
that's
this
off.
is
That
like
is awful. Like, what?
yeah, this is like the
Yeah.
third day that after the dog died. Someone
Yeah.
backs into my car and someone leaves a note saying they saw someone back into my car.
Mhm.
And they didn't do anything about it. They just hit my car and left. So someone put a note and said they saw this person. So let me know if you need like evidence or where you need like someone to vouch
Yeah.
for you.
Mhm.
Then like another thing would happen where like just random things would happen. Like they're doing cement outside and like my foot went in all the cement. Like the
Oh my
beginning of my
God,
shift.
that's awful.
So
Yeah.
I said to the staff that I was working with, like I like broke down inside. I just broke down inside. I said, guys, I'm sorry, but like I'm just not myself. I don't know what's happening. Like I don't know how to like react. I don't know what's going on. But
Mhm.
I apologize. I'm just not myself. And I think within the next couple of days, I had to pull the owner aside and I just said, I have to quit. Like I cannot live like
Right.
this like I cannot be outside. I cannot like just my soul is like broken. Just
Yeah.
completely done. And like I remember this lady, she I was training a girl on I was training a new girl, and it was
Right.
stated that she's new,
Mhm.
where it's not like this is McDonald's or like something. This is a home business. Like someone is took their hard-earned money, made a business. We're all like, there's only a couple of us. We're
Yeah.
trying our best. It's busy.
Mhm.
This lady. So what ends up happening is you're able to order a sandwich in a half or a full, and this
Yeah.
lady had ordered a half of a sandwich. So we
Mhm.
bring her a full sandwich, but
Yeah.
she paid for the full. She paid for a full, but she wanted only a half.
Right.
So she's really upset. I go to her, I go say, I apologize. Like the person's new on cash. Like it's really our apologies. We're just trying to get a little system going here. Here's a full refund, and the sandwich is
Oh,
on me. The sandwich is on me.
right.
She's furious still. She goes, well,
Mhm.
I ordered a half. I don't want the full.
Right.
That's her argument to me, and that was my last day. I was like, I quit, and now I'm
Yeah, well,
here
fuck
one
her
year
for not
later
being like
doing my
super
own shit.
appreciative. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just
I
like
guess it's a good thing she was an asshole
yeah.
because it helped you get to
It
where you
like
are
made me
now.
realize that I was like, I don't have like it's more of like uh right now for me, my only care right now was my dog. And like
Yeah.
that's all I cared about at the time and like it just hit me so hard. It like hit me harder than how I took it with my mom. At the time I was younger when my mom happened and it
Just more
really hit
confusion about it.
it shook me. I was in depression for like maybe like 5 6 months. I didn't almost maybe 7 months. I didn't get out of my room.
Right. Yeah.
Just stayed in my room every day. Just stayed in my room. Just didn't get out. I just didn't have any. I would just go pee. That was
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat. That's when I was like underweight. I was like, hey, I hit 95 pounds, so I had to go see a nutritionist and stuff because I hit 95 pounds. My aunt was like, you're really, really looking really sick. So I
Mhm.
wasn't eating. So they had to like, I was like basically on a liquid diet for
Yeah.
quite some
Yeah.
time. So it's just a lot of shit. Just like I have a lot of trauma and like a lot of like nothing goes really smoothly for me, I like to say. So
Right, right. But what about nowadays?
nowadays,
You got Aiden back, so that was
yeah,
another thing that didn't go smoothly was him having to leave because then that
yeah,
meant
because
that you
he
had to go
was,
through the lockdown alone.
and I had
But
anticipated that he was going to be like, he was going to leave already. So I was like, I'm just gonna be alone again. It's fine. Like I need to like get my own stuff, my own life together. It's a great way for me to like figure things out for myself. Like I can't just always just be depending on somebody else or like kind of always needing a friend to be around. Like there's this one, my one girlfriend, she was like, I don't know, she was just kind of like always hanging around a bad crowd, and I didn't like that. So
right, yeah.
I just had to like kind of like separate from that, and then
Yeah.
once you kind of separate from too long, then you start to like lose connections from people, and like it's people stop checking, and just like that kind of happened.
Yeah, yeah, the
So
fade
you,
away.
you just kind of like start talking to certain people. So it's like, oh, I would see Aiden all the time. Da, da, da. We want to hang out. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
But I just realized that like once he left, I really had to get a hold of my life again. Like I really had to like take it life by the horns. And this at this
Mhm.
point I had already was still in a really bad depression and working so hard to get my business off the ground. So like I was literally I had it like negative in my bank account. I had to sell my car. I had to just make so many changes where like because I was working a 9 to 5, I had consistent income coming in,
Yeah.
but my life was just given away to the business. Like I had no spare time to do anything. I was literally
Yeah.
working full time. But now I have when like because I was like doing those things, like I went in the restaurant and I was making this certain amount per hour, and this lady's like bugging me out, and like the things that I had to do made me when I come back to my business, I was like, this is what my time's worth. This is the type of person I want to be. This is the business I want to have. This is what I want to be
Yeah.
doing with my daily things. So it's like now I'm like almost like I have a little bit of like PTSD where I feel sometimes like a lot of times uncertain. So like
Mhm.
daily I've been telling myself that I have to stop worrying. I have to like anything that is thrown my way, I'll be able to handle, and it is what it is because I've actually
Yeah.
never had this much success in my life.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like almost like
Uncharted
I don't
territory. I
I
mean,
don't know what it's like to feel this happy. Like I don't know, and I
right. Yeah.
always think about my dog. I'm just thinking I would give it all up just to see my dog again. Like I maybe like not even a week ago, I just woke up crying because I had a dream about her and I felt her like in my arms. It was the weirdest thing, and I'm like, this is so strange how like you hear about things, you see movies, you think, and it's like it's just the weirdest thing how like with a dog, if I, like it's just I have a just respect for people that have dogs and they like if they lose the
Right.
dog, it's like a connection. It's the weirdest thing. It's just the weirdest thing. And like my dog was really small too, and that's why she I think only had lived to 10 years. She lived to 10 years, which is quite some time for a chihuahua
Yeah.
because she was a chihuahua, but she was really small. She was
Mhm.
like most average chihuahuas are like 8 or 9 pounds. She was 4. She like weighed in at
Oh,
like three
whoa. Yeah.
3.8 or something. That was the weigh in before like
Oh
she
my
passed
gosh.
away. She
Yeah.
was like 4 pounds. So she was really miniature. She just depended on me for everything. Like she was just by my side always. And that
Yeah.
really, she just really changed my life. It was why I stopped drinking and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding.
You know what I mean? So like to not
Yeah.
have her here, it was like almost like in my head I was thinking this is I've always wanted to be like a business person or like an
Mhm.
entrepreneur, but I was always constantly just working. But
Yeah.
when the dog
Yeah.
passed away, that was when I made that choice to say, you know what, I'm done. It was only that was her that made me make that choice. Because I was in just
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
like a I quit. I don't care what the outcome is. I'll figure it out. But all I know is like I just want to be thinking about my dog.
Mhm.
Even though she's gone, I just don't want to be thinking about anything else at all. I just want to be
Yeah.
grieving.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I felt so bad. Like I literally that's why I was in like such a bad depression. I felt so bad for so long. And guess what? Ended up happening actually at the beginning of when quarantine kind of like just opened back up. So everything's back up
Yeah.
again. It was like summerish.
Mhm.
Um, I felt like the like when I quit that job, I really respected everybody that I worked with. They respected me. Da, da, da. So it wasn't like I wanted to quit because I hated working there. It was more of just like I hated the industry. Like I hated how like you're
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
11
The
o'clock and
idea.
people are lined up outside. Like why are people lined up outside? It's like we just give us a
You have
minute to
no
like
respect for us. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like people I have respect for
No,
people
it's
that are in the industry,
valid.
you know? Like they work hard. Everybody's working hard and I just don't get why people have to be so mean.
Yeah.
So that like really like just shaped me. And I
Yeah.
felt like once I quit, I was like, I felt like they thought that I was just like a pussy because I
Oh,
just quit
seriously?
because my dog died. Yeah, I definitely got that vibe 1000%. And that even
Yeah.
hurt me even more. But,
Yeah, that's toxic as fuck. Yeah.
but, that end of quarantine,
Mhm.
I got a message from the owner. And he was like, hey, my cat passed away like super suddenly. And it's just something I've never like experienced. And I just want to say I really apologize for not caring or like showing more of
More humanity
that
towards
you're yeah that at that
you. Yeah.
time. And I literally was like, it was like a it's like that, you know, people say like a chapter, one door closes and another, it's like that was like a chapter that closed for me. It was
Finally,
like the
yeah, something
weirdest
that had
thing.
been
Yeah.
sitting ajar for so long and it
Mhm.
finally
I
closed.
felt
Yeah.
I never went to the back to the business. I just felt so like
Mhm.
scared and like nervous, even though I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was my dog passed away and I just quit. I didn't tell them that I was mad at this customer or whatever. It was just, that's just daily things. Daily people can make you mad, whatever. But it's no reason
Yeah.
to quit. It's just more of, for me, I just didn't want to, my headspace could not handle someone just complaining over a grilled cheese. Like I just couldn't handle it because
Yeah.
my
It's
that
like that's
the
such
dog
bullshit.
passing
Yeah.
away was that important for me. It wasn't just like, oh, we had a family dog and it was like, you know, it was a dog that like because my mom passed away, I went and got a dog. And then because my
Mhm.
family broke apart, it was all I had for so many years. And
Yeah.
that was like all that, like really, really, really it's all I had. So like that's why again, stemming off from like people just saying, oh, I don't have money. It's like, trust me. That's why
Things could be a lot fucking worse.
I want to one
Yeah.
day again. I'm telling you, Joe. I think I'll be able to one day. Like just like I said, I'm gonna manifest it. Just like how I manifested meeting you and like starting a
Yeah.
podcast. All these things you manifest them, and I one day want to just be able to teach people that you can come from literally nothing. Like I literally had nothing, like no money in my bank account, nothing. I
Yeah.
was living in my car at some points with my dog because I just
Mhm.
had things were because I quit my job at one point. I quit my job
Yeah.
twice where like I was running a business and I just quit.
Mhm.
I have no backup plan, and then somehow I get it going back, and then it's like I have all this. So I guess I'm kind of like very scared of it happening again. But I'm like, you know what?
Right.
In the ashes is the phoenix, and I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's like 2020 was my year. I so many people are like 2020 was a
Yeah.
mess. I've never saved so much money. I've never made so much money. I've never like
Yeah.
had so much like success. I've been happy. Like I've just been doing me. And this is
Yeah.
a time where like it's opposite for so many people, but it's almost like I've people are like now working from home. I've been working from home for like over almost 2 years now. I've been starting my own
Right.
business,
Yeah.
and it's
You're
like
working from home before it was cool. Yeah.
literally I'm just like posting. I posted a picture yesterday, and like people are like DMing me. Like I got like 4 DMs, just like, "Can we work with you? Can we work with you?" It's just like, damn.
Nice.
Like there was times where I had to like post every single day just to get this recognition, to get people
Just
to
to
help
get
me
a
pay.
few people.
Now it's
Yeah.
like I
And
gotta
now
like it's
it's
like down,
coming to
boy,
you.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm like trying to start new ventures. I'm starting like a little. I remember I mentioned to you I was starting like a catering thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Some buddies, they're waking up, they're liking my pictures at like 4 or 5 in the morning because they're waking up going to work. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, if you guys want to like get it popping, get it going, you got to be dedicated. And they're not. They're just they don't have that same dedication because they have other things. Like it's not just
Yeah. Yeah. Their
specifically
their
those
mentality
things.
is woe is
It's
me
just
rather than how can I make the best out of this.
it's
Yeah.
more of like they
A
just don't
lot of it is.
have like it's a difference when it's like I don't have anyone to support. I don't have anything to like, but me. So if I don't get have any money in my bank account, then it's like I don't have anywhere to live. I don't have any like bills to pay. I can't just
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
you know, like hang out or like live in my parents' room or something and like just live there and like no, I don't have that option. So
Yeah.
many people like they go home for Christmas and they go. My dad doesn't do that. What the hell? My dad has never cooked a
Yeah.
Christmas dinner ever. What? Right? Like you see like things where like kids come home from like it's usually like a solo kid. It's never usually like or maybe it would be. Maybe like a kid that has like a younger brother and they come home and they're just like taking care of the younger brother because the dad's just sitting on the couch doing nothing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
My dad's that type of person. Like he works hard 100%, but then once he comes home, that's it. Bye. See
Family
you
life
later.
doesn't exist.
We're
Yeah.
done. Like I'm in my room and watching my shows. Like if you need me, hit me up. But
Yeah.
that's the furthest it goes.
Right. It's not good. That's definitely not the Christmas spirit. Whatever that is, but yeah. Dang.
It's not,
Yo,
but like,
so
what can you do?
yeah, so now that Aiden's back, are you guys gonna be doing anything? Like, is he gonna be missing his family? I guess not
Uh,
if he decided to come in December back to
he,
Canada.
well, yeah, like, cause he had really no choice, cause it's like either he comes now or never at all, cause
Or never. Yeah.
until again, cause this happened, so he had a small window
Hmm.
to go through, got
Yeah.
through, but no, he brought gifts, and then we're sending gifts as well. So I have a
Okay.
few, like I'm sending you one, and like I'm sending a couple friends
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
then I'm sending some stuff to England to my brother and things like that. So we're just picking it. We
Nice.
just got them all boxed up, everything over the weekend, had them all
Yeah.
ready, stuff ready to go, and we're gonna send them off during this week. But then
Beautiful.
it's like now we're hammering a pandemic, so it's like, oh my god, we're
Yeah.
just gonna go send it off soon, and that'll be done. And
Nice. Gorgeous.
I got 2 stockings. I just put some chocolate in them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the perfect stocking stuffer. Yeah. Either that or basic hygiene stuff like just toothpaste and random, Axe
Yeah,
body spray. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'll do and get some of that stuff too. Because like it's just
Nice.
I don't like again I don't celebrate Christmas. I know that sounds horrible, but I don't
Yeah.
celebrate New Year's either. I haven't celebrated New Year's and I don't know. I go to sleep before the
What?
countdown.
You got to I've never gone to sleep before midnight. That's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
like the past maybe like 4 or 5 years, I've just gone to sleep before the countdown.
What? That's
Because I'm
nuts.
working usually. I was always working, so I just like I'm
Wow.
tired when I get home,
It's crazy
and
though.
then I
That's
don't
such a weird
drink.
concept.
Right, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
like
Now that we
people
don't
going
drink,
out
there's
partying.
way
It's
less
like
of a point to do it. Yeah.
yeah, and
But
like where would I go? That's the thing. It's like where would I go? Think about it. Like where would I go?
I mean, obviously now nowhere, but yeah. In times past, yeah.
Right? Even like, and I'm thinking about it like in the past. I'm thinking like I really don't have anybody that I would go to. Like that's the thing. I just don't like. Who am I celebrating? My
Well, you come
dog.
hang out with me, but obviously
Well,
that's
this was
not happening this time.
like before I had met
Yeah,
you. But I'm
yeah.
saying like prior,
Because
right? This is why I just didn't celebrate.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
But damn,
have
yeah,
very.
we met in December. Oh, actually, speaking of which, hey, now that it's finally December, again,
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact date, but I'm sure I'd be able to find it digitally of when we first met. But we gotta assume it's been this point now, right?
Yeah.
Like, can we successfully call this a 1 year for anniversary?
I think so.
I
I
think
definitely. It
so.
has
Yeah.
to be over a year.
It's got
I
to
would
have been a
say.
year. Yeah. Hey, happy
I'd say
one
it's
year, man.
happy 1 year, but I would say it's over a
Yeah.
year.
Over by
But
this
yeah,
point.
it's like crazy because like I really don't have any like friends like this. It's strange.
Oh,
Like
it's
I
ridiculous.
do, but like there's just certain friends that like, for instance, get this. There's certain friends that like because my mom passed away. Like okay, again on top of my mom passing away really randomly, like my dog.
Yeah.
So my mom is the same. Okay, I have this one fruit fly that's been flying around my room and it's brutal.
It's not showing up on screen, so it's
So
torture
this
only for you.
yeah, so the situation that happened to my dog is like kind of the same situation that happened to my mom, but my mom had an aneurysm. But the situation is it's like it happened on my graduation. So to throw that on top of it, it happened on my high school graduation. So it's like
Yeah.
um I go and like it's like you go get this, you do that thing, right? The next day when we go to the prom, and it's so strange because I watch show after show after show, documentaries, reality shows, movies, so many things where like a prom is so important for kids.
Yeah, that's American society. Europe doesn't celebrate prom.
It's like so important for people like to have a prom.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so important. I didn't go to my prom.
Yeah.
My friends, however, they came to the hospital after the prom, all dressed up, everything, and came and visited me. And those friends
Yeah.
I still am in contact with every single one of those people.
Yeah.
Like I have a group and like I talk to those people, but those aren't
Yeah.
people that like I'm like those people
They're
have
not bringing
lives.
you
They
out to
have
party.
kids. They have like literally they're
Oh, no
married, have
kidding.
kids. Like you know what I mean? They're
Wow.
like living life.
Yeah.
Like they're living their life.
Yeah.
I'm on the other hand like still trying to like almost it seems like catch up because of something bad happening in my life and like I got off track. But they
Hmm.
still support me and they're like, Darren, we know one day, like specifically this one thing, they're like, Darren, you're gonna be out of like they're gonna be the first millionaire for sure. They say this all the time. They tell me this. You're gonna be the first
Yeah.
millionaire. You're gonna be rich. It's like I I've just been a go getter always,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't want to have that lifestyle of like getting married and like just like living in that like I don't know. I just don't want to be. I do want to have that lifestyle, but it's just like I want
You
to
don't
be
want
at
to
a certain.
settle to it.
I want to be at a
You'd
certain
rather
point of
choose it.
success first. Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where like the one girl, she was like, "Oh no, I'm just okay with like, yeah, getting married, 20 something, have a couple kids. If I have to work from home, that'd be great. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm good." You know what I
Wow.
mean? She's like, I don't want to like.
Yeah.
There's one of my really good friends in the group. She lives in
Mm.
Amsterdam, so
Whoa, that's
she
a
when she
trip.
comes back every like Christmas, we get together,
Yeah.
and she'll just be like, guys, I don't know how you guys stay and live here, like, and it's like the other girls, they get kind of offended because it's like we don't want to travel
Like
though.
it.
We don't want to
Yeah.
be in Amsterdam. We don't want to be traveling. This person likes to travel. She's always, but
Yeah.
I like to travel. I want if it wasn't for COVID right now, I'd be like literally in another country right now. I want to
Yeah.
be traveling one place a year. I mean, not one
Yeah.
place a year, one place a month. That'd be fun. One place every
Holy
2 months.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So
hell
just
yeah!
not having
Bring
a
it in.
home, just traveling.
I'm just traveling. I want to
Yeah.
like come back home, get comfortable, and then
Hmm.
go out and have a nice little fun getaway. I
That's
want to
it.
live life. That's what I see. I literally would just see things of people. It's like I'm the same as them. Let me on
Right.
that
Yeah.
mountain
Yeah.
too.
The travelers.
You
You're a
always wonder
fellow
how are they
nomad.
doing this? How are they doing this? How are they doing this? How are they doing
I'm
this?
thinking rich
How they doing
parents
this?
or they make money being travel journalists or whatever, right?
See,
Travel
you're
blog.
saying rich parents, blah, blah, blah. So get this.
Yeah.
People think that sometimes of me on my old Instagram because on my old Instagram I hit almost 20K and people were sending me free stuff. People were
Oh, no
just
kidding.
yeah, you're
Wow.
sending me
Yeah.
free
Being
stuff
like
because
an
you're
influencer.
promoting, you're an influencer. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they automatically think that you have rich parents or something. It's like no, I came up from nothing, and that's what I'm going to show on my new Instagram,
Yeah.
where it's like started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just gonna re market it. That's all. So it's easy to go from 0 to 20 for 25K. All these influencers, oh, how do you get so many followers? It's called dedication. Done. You can be the best
dedication,
anything you want.
perseverance.
You just
Yeah.
have to dedicate dedication.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched a documentary last night because I do not like watching movies. I like watching documentaries. And Aiden
Yeah.
didn't play
Yeah.
Minecraft, so I watched a Minecraft documentary. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
What?
I got like 50 minutes in. It was horrible. So
Yeah.
bad. But what was great was you saw
Yeah.
individual like interviews of kids like it wasn't really kids, it was like kind of guys our age trying to basically
Okay.
just say they're influencers on YouTube, influencers on YouTube, but they're just basically trying
Yeah.
to say that 15, 20 years ago, the like the view of like gamers are you're fat, you're nerdy, you sit at home, you have no friends. Now that's changed. You
Yeah.
could be cool, you're cool, da 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 da. You have millions of followers, da da da.
Yeah.
I'm balling, da da da. Cool. But what I loved about it was this other guy was like, I wake up at this time of day and then I stream. I post this amount of videos. He has like a million followers. He's like, I do this every
Yeah.
single day, and that's the dedication. Like I'm
Yeah.
dedicated to do this every single day to make this amount. Da, 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 da. Like I have a thermometer like in front of me that says, okay, I have a certain K goal. Done. Hit it. Let's hit
Yeah.
it. 5K. Let's hit it. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
Hit that. Let's move on. Once I hit that,
Yeah.
did that make me? Now I'm on to the 8K. Did that make me? Let's go on to the 10.
Yeah.
But I want a hot tub. But then I want to move to the house this
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
next
New
year. So I need
goals. New goals.
25K.
Set goals that
Yeah,
have new goals.
I
Yeah.
need 25. And then I'm starting a new because like I want to start something else new.
Yeah.
I need a certain amount of K to do that. So I'm like, okay, but then I wanted to bring back me this amount of money, so I have to have the patience to do this. But again, it's all like the dedication. So like this morning I woke up 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
From 6 o'clock to 9, I worked on solely on my 2021 goal, which is like I'm starting basically I'm not going to say it, but I'll tell you in the future, I'm starting something for
Yeah.
2021 that just involves me solo, where I can
Yeah.
now take my skills, my art, all this stuff, and put it into something where I'm not doing with a friend. Because I love cooking. Culinary is like one of my passions.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be doing that with some friends. But I'm an entrepreneur. Again, it's trying to make me I'm trying to get some money and I'm trying to enjoy life doing it.
Yeah. Nice.
So
Good.
2021 here
And you should. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm all for it. So yeah, if it's anything where I can like or subscribe or anything, I mean, count me in. That's one of those things, man. I wish that I had an interest in the culinary arts. I like, because that's the thing. Human beings. So you may not know this, you may know this. I don't know if this is an obvious fact, but other animals, like other mammals, will eat shit. Like they don't give a fuck. They'll eat shit on the ground.
Yep.
And human beings, we have the most complex tongues of all mammals, all life forms.
I
It's weird. Humans
love
have
that.
things that no other animals have, like a very sensitive tongue palate, We have buttocks. No other animals have butt cheeks. That's just a
Okay.
weird thing. It's because we're bipedal. Like makes obvious sense, but the tongue one's kind of a mystery. It's like, why do we have such sensitive tongues? It's pretty cool. Um,
Good to
and
know.
our larynx is in a certain spot in our throat where we can make we can speak and make language, right? Because it's like chimpanzees, our closest relatives. Their larynx is like too low in their throat, so they can't make sounds like this. They can only go like they wouldn't be able to say hello, how are you doing? Their voice box wouldn't allow that. It's like physically they can't do it. It's not like they're not smart
Yeah.
enough. They can't. Their throat doesn't allow them to make those sounds. So we're very fine tuned. These are a lot of arguments for the creationists out there, like, oh, intelligent design. It's not, but it's developmental through natural selection, and it's extremely specific to us humans, which is great. And one of them is with food. The reason why there's so many different types of dishes in the world, like the entire world is full of, like, there's Afghanistan food, there's Taiwan food, there's Chinese food, there's like Italian food. There's so many different styles of food because human beings have these sensitive palates where we can create so many different types of dishes. And
Yeah.
so it really is like a show of humanity to have that ability. So I do not. So I guess that makes me more of a monkey than you. But still,
No, not at all.
on
Like
behalf of all of humanity, I appreciate your interest in the culinary arts. And
I
yeah,
love it. It's ever since I like even too like it was so strange because like when I was younger, I used to like hide it from my parents. I don't know why.
what,
I
that you
just
like food? What? That's crazy.
not that I like food, that I was interested in culinary. It's like they
Yeah,
made
yeah,
it
yeah.
seem like I don't know. There's this one movie. It's called Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. It's a Disney show. It's like one of my favorite movies because it's about a
Yeah.
boy that likes to cook, but he's hiding it from his dad because he likes baseball. So I guess like cooking
Oh
is
my God.
supposed to
Yeah, one of
seem
those.
kind of feminine or
It's
something.
only for girls. Yeah, even though
Yeah,
it's not true. There's so many male chefs
because
like
only
Gordon
all the most
Ramsay. Like,
famous
come on.
chefs are male.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
almost a
realize this until
sexist
you're
thing.
older.
Like, there's not
Yeah, I
enough
used to
females.
come home
Yeah,
and hide it. Like when my parents would walk by, I would change the channel from like
yeah,
Rachel Ray. I used to watch Rachel Ray so much.
yeah.
Anna Olson, my brother met Anna Olson. She's like a pastry chef from like Canada. So
Yeah.
many different things. Like at the
Nice.
time, Emerald Lagasse was really huge at the time that I was growing up. Bobby Flay is You Can't Go Wrong with Bobby
Oh yeah,
Flay.
classic name. Yeah.
Just like any cooking show, like right now, I'm really all the Netflix shows I watch, all those Netflix cooking shows. I've seen every
All
single
right.
one of
Sugar
them.
Rush, all that
I have been
jazz.
watching
Yeah.
Sugar Rush. Just finished the Christmas one, but now I'm watching Extra Sweet because they just came out with a new season. I haven't
Right,
seen it
right.
yet,
Yeah,
so I'm watching
yeah.
Extra Sweet now. I watch that before bed usually if I'm not watching a And also when I like first moved into my first apartment, I only got cable so that I can keep the Food Network on. That was
No kidding.
specifically I
Yeah,
had to get the bigger package because I
yeah.
only wanted Food Network on.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
literally, it's like my favorite. I love cooking, and like this year, I'm gonna make a Christmas dinner for myself and Aiden.
Oh, very good, very good.
And
Yeah,
yeah, I've made Thanksgiving dinner for myself 2 years in a row
yeah. Nice, nice.
because I've been living with Aiden. If I not, I would just like go get like
Yeah,
a
you wouldn't
sandwich
know what to do. Yeah.
somewhere, or like even too like just get some Swiss chalet or something like something where it's like I can just pick it up, done.
Well,
Because
yeah, yeah. Food is a social interaction as well, right? It's not
mhm.
just for sustenance. It's to bring people together, and it's an excuse to
I
have.
love,
Uh,
yeah, like it was so good because like at the time Aiden like he had a roommate that was moving out, so his roommate was here at the time but still moving out
yeah.
because they was moving to like Nova Scotia or something.
Oh,
And
okay.
then one of their friends came from England to stay, so there was like all four of us, and like I was just cooking all the time. It was so I literally felt like I was in heaven, like I was in
Yeah,
heaven
that's
because
so
they like
funny.
to eat too. All they want to
You're
do
the
is just
master
eat.
chef. Yeah.
They want to just eat in game, so I would just like make so much food, and they were like, "Oh, thanks." Da, da, da. They weren't even paying attention to me. Like one time, I like made like a plate of cookies, and they were gone
Yeah.
in seconds. Like they didn't even
Oh
look
my
up. They were just like,
God.
I was like, "Wow, their girlfriends must be like, holy
Yeah.
shit."
Jealous. Yeah.
They must be pissed. And remember I got one mad. I got mad too because they would take their towels and just leave the towels like around. And I'm like,
Oh,
guys, you can't just leave wet towels around. Like you need to hang the towel up after you're done. And
yeah.
if you're not done with it, I can take it and wash it. I'm just like I can imagine these guys' girlfriends, man. They must be going
Yeah.
crazy at home. Literally, they just all they do is just game. It's like you. Your girlfriend's probably like this. She's probably just like all you do is
I'm
just
not
game all
gaming all the
day.
time.
Well, you never. I'm just saying. If the shoe
Hey, come on.
fits, if the shoe fits.
No, what do you mean
I'm
the
kidding.
shoe
I'm
fits?
kidding.
Come
I'm kidding. I'm
on.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I recently got an Xbox,
Yeah.
the new Xbox, and I recently got Cyberpunk 2077 on it,
Oh,
and
sweet.
that game is glitched to hell. But
Oh,
I don't
it's
game
still
that much
glitchy.
because it's like what?
It's still really glitchy, eh? Everyone keeps saying
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
glitchy it is.
They've given one patch so far, but they still got to slap another couple patches on that for it to be better. But yeah, Yeah, whatever. I mean, the narrative's done, so it's like you can still enjoy the story even if the game's glitching out. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Love.
I'm not so much a gamer. Like when I was younger, I was a gamer. I was obsessed with gaming. Nowadays, it's I'm trying to get more into gaming, but I cannot consider myself a gamer compared to other people. Like I'm sure Aiden's more of a gamer than me.
Yeah, he is. And he would even consider himself not a gamer, but I'm like, no, you're a gamer. Like if you're gaming more than an hour a day, you're a gamer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Compared
they're sitting
to
like 3 hour sessions, just like doing the same mission over and over again. It's not the same mission, but they're just basically getting dropped from a helicopter,
oh,
parachuting to
Fortnite or what?
no, not Fortnite, something like
PUBG?
PUBG or something.
PUBG, yeah, yeah.
They're just getting dropped, picking up things in a house, and then just shooting the other
Shoot.
team.
Yeah.
Something's getting closed. Like every minute, the baseline's getting closed, or it's coming in
Yeah, yeah,
every
it's a
minute.
battle royale.
Battle
The
royale's
it's one
coming in every
massive
minute.
map and then it slowly shrinks. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
map is closing every minute.
yeah, I downloaded Fortnite to try to get into it, which is basically the same as PUBG, like it's just a battle royale game, and I couldn't get into it. It's just too, it's not my forte. It's just one of those things, right? Like
See, everybody
I'm too limited. I like playing Super Mario, I like playing Zelda, and I like playing Halo.
See, I like those games, but then Aiden's like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, can we get a Switch? He's like, what? I don't play any of those games. I've never been into those.
Oh no, come on, everyone plays Switch
I was
games.
like,
Come
you
on.
never play Mario Party? Like that's the best game
It's a
ever. Like what?
classic. Mario Kart, Mario Party,
Yeah,
Super
those are the
Mario.
best games. Like those are the best
Yeah,
ones. That's what
literally,
I
yeah.
thought games were.
When people say video games, yeah, you think of Mario in your head. Yeah.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
get one. I was like, I'll just get a Switch just to play because
Still get it.
he gave me a
Get
new
the
insight.
Switch Lite.
He gave me an insight because okay, well I'll ask you
Yeah.
about that, but he gave me some insight, which is really good because I find that I'm too like he'll. I know this sounds really like he'll play games right for
Mhm.
like say an hour, 2 hours, whatever. But within that
Yeah.
hour, 2 hours, I'll make like $15, $20, $20, $30 up in there.
Yeah,
15 to
yeah.
thirty
It's a
dollars. I'm
good
like, I'll take
analogy.
that
Yeah. Video
USD.
games is wasting time.
I'll
Yeah.
take that USD. But at the same time, though, then
Mhm.
I am. He's completely level-headed. He's so chill. He's calm, and then I'm off. I'm pacing. I can't calm down. I don't know. Like I can't keep level because I'm constantly just thinking about work always. I don't have any like. I have a zero like
De-stressors.
escapes, yeah. Because I don't
Yeah.
like movies. I don't like waste. I just like. I literally feel like if I'm awake and like I'm alive, I need to be soaking in information and making money somehow off of it. Like I'm
Yeah.
always questioning things and like I was watching the Super Size Me
Oh yeah,
documentary.
yeah, yeah. That's a
He has another
classic.
one. He
Yeah.
has a new one. So he has another one. It's number two. I watched that one a couple of days ago.
There's a sequel to Super Size Me.
It's great. It's honestly great because it talks about advertising and it's just like
Right.
and everything in it is just amazing because I just love the way that humans think and like
Right.
just
Yeah.
like how everybody just falls into line so easily. Like they just don't
We're
question
very
anything.
susceptible.
Yeah, they just don't
Yeah.
question anything. They just like, oh, accept. And it's just like I don't get how people are like that. But it's like it's been ingrained in me from like I told you, remember the day when I was working like at Fortino's, I like making a certain amount. I'm working as much as I can. I was the first to have my license. I was the first to get a car. The first, always, I've just been like, I go get it, get it.
Yeah.
I tell my dad I need to get a car. He's like, you can't afford the insurance. I go, well, how do you mean I can't afford the insurance? He goes, well,
Okay.
yeah, the insurance is this amount. You're this young. You got to. I go, what do you mean? He goes, you got to get a better paying job. And then you look around and there's no better paying jobs. How much to get
Yeah,
a
yeah,
better
yeah.
paying job
For a
and afford this?
teenager,
Doesn't make any
everything's
sense.
minimum wage. Yeah.
And then you look at like for instance, like a cable company. Like how why, for instance, did you find this weird that like from a cable company you have to rent these boxes? Why the hell is that? It's just like
Yeah.
little things
Well, it's
like that where
arbitrary. Yeah.
it's like little things where it's like but in this like documentary they were mentioning that like with chicken farmers, there's chicken farmers are run by like certain corporations. So there's only for instance, you can only get your chickens from 5 different types of like
So it's
owners
like the
that
cable
are
company.
yeah,
Oh,
that are like run by the government, and they keep
yeah.
you in line so that you can never get ahead. So they'll say that they'll get numbers that make absolutely no sense, and we can't do anything about it. They're
Yeah.
literally saying this. I'm like, what do you mean? They're just saying like it just.
It's
I will
corrupt.
have
It's
the
literally
highest
just corrupt.
chickens, like I'll have the best highest chickens, and they'll give me the least amount of money for it because they just don't want to see me
Because I
on
went
the
over.
top. It's like damn.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
me,
Or it's
I'm
like
thinking
gas
in my
prices. Yeah.
so in my head, I'm thinking, well, I'm just gonna have so much money that none of these motherfuckers can say a thing or do a thing about anything to me. That's always my
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Is
the
that
reason why they have you like that is because you don't have enough money.
yeah.
That's not happening to me. I do not want
Controlling
to
your
be controlled by
finances is
anyone,
controlling you.
and by that is by money. They'll control you by the money that you have in your bank account.
Yeah.
Simple as
Straight up.
that.
Even the bank itself charges you, and then you can't. We already had this conversation last time, I
I
think. But
went
yeah,
off
it's
on them.
like, yeah,
I was like, how dare you guys charge me $30 a month? And during a pandemic when people are losing, like, how dare you?
it's fucked.
How dare
Yeah,
you? And not even
yeah.
think to notify me, nothing. When it's like, you're my bank, you're supposed to be like helping me save money. No,
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 you're just
it's a
gonna take my
lie.
money.
It's a
Okay,
lie they tell you. Yeah,
bullshit. So
it's
now
it's
I know.
safety theater, or
So now I
security
know, and
theater.
it's like, oh, if they want something, I don't need to answer them. I don't care. As long as it's like, I don't care. Too bad for them. They want it. Too bad. Good for you. You donate
Well,
yourself. Don't care. That's
yeah,
where I
exactly.
feel
Yeah,
bad now. Where like I'm hearing, well, people are not. Da, da, da. Too bad. Too bad for them. They're not
because
paying my
God damn it,
bills.
well, fuck them. Right. Yeah.
So I
Survival
had that.
mentality,
I had
self-interest
that.
mentality.
Yeah, I had that
Yeah.
mentality of like,
Oh, hey, actually, this is kind of a perfect segue. And this could be something if you wanted to wrap it up on. I actually have some questions for you, some moral problems or moral philosophies. I don't know what
love it,
specifically to call it, but let me share the screen with you real quick. So
love it, love
let me just pull it up. Moral dilemmas, that's what it's called.
it.
Okay,
Okay, love it.
are you ready
Yep,
for moral dilemmas?
I'm
Okay, let me
loving it.
read this out to you.
Okay,
100 miners get trapped underground with rising water levels. A
okay,
platform attached to a level? No, a lever can be used to raise them out in time. However, it takes 4 adult people to place weight on the other side of the lever for it to raise. You are among 5 people. Now,
okay.
you and only you know the location of 10 people who are locked in a burning building, not of your making. Got to put that in parentheses. You're not an arsonist
Okay.
here. Um, so here's a catch though. One of the 5 people among you is a child, weighing much less than the rest of you.
Okay.
Do you step on the platform, guaranteeing the safety of the 100 miners, and send the child with the key to potentially save the 10 people if the child doesn't get lost? Or do you run off to ensure the survival of 10 people, but risk having the child not be heavy enough to raise the platform? So where do you stand on that?
Okay. So
Of these 2 options, you
okay. So
step on
again,
the
there's a
platform.
hundred. So again, there's 100 miners trapped underground with rising levels, water levels. Okay. How much? Again, you know me. I gotta. I don't want to say this, but like, okay. I guess I can't really do that. I'm not gonna do that because I hate when people do that type of shit. It's like, how much time do they have under there? It's like, no. The waters are rising. There's not much time.
Yeah,
Platform attached to a lever. Okay. And then we need 4 adult people on this lever in order to let it rise. But there's only 5 of us, including me, right? 5 of us, including me.
yeah. So
But
so
one
so
includes
there's
a
more than
baby.
enough. But one's a kid. Let's say a 12-year-old.
Okay. So technically, there's only 4 of us.
Four adults, yeah, that you know will be enough.
Okay.
So what do
So
you do?
so what do I do? So do I? And then there's people. Okay, but then there's people dying, burning in the building.
Yeah. So
And then there's 10 people burning in a building and 100 miners. I would have to save the 100 miners
yeah, no kidding, yeah.
because
Just
there's a
say, here,
hundred of
kid, here's the
them.
key. Good luck. Find the burning people. Yeah. It's moral mathematics.
Yeah, because there's
Technically,
a
you'd be
hundred
saving
over a
more
10.
people with the miners.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry for the 10. I'm
But
sorry,
it's
but
like only
hopefully,
you know where the 10 people are. So, yeah. You guarantee the survival of the 10 people. Yeah. It's sad, but yeah. There you go. There's no right or wrong answer, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like both of them have risks of people dying, but yeah, one risk is greater than the other, right?
and essentially, like, I mean, you said it's like again, there is still potential that the key could like help these people that are burning, right? There's still potential.
No. So the key
Oh,
definitely
there
works.
isn't?
It's just the kid might get lost on the way because you're
Oh,
the only
okay.
one who knows where the building is.
Okay,
So
yes,
you got to
okay,
tell
sorry.
this kid, listen, you gotta take a left, take a right.
Yeah. And just hope.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the option I would take. I would save the 100
yeah,
and
guarantee
send
the
the kid
100.
with the key and be like, bro, you need to listen up, boo.
Good luck, bro. Yeah,
Like, listen up real good.
yeah,
And follow some smoke if you get lost.
yeah, exactly.
Follow the
Yeah,
smoke.
it's unfortunate.
That's
Yeah,
my advice.
nice, very good, very good.
All right.
Well,
What's the
yeah,
next
nice
one?
answer.
Is there another
On
one?
to the next one.
Okay.
The Green Goblin is holding on to a train cart full of children in the throat of your love, Mary Jane, Mark Jane.
Okay.
Atop Brooklyn Bridge. He releases
Right.
them at once. Do you save Mary? And how do you respect the loss of those kids?
So what am I doing? I have to save kids, or do I save my love, Mary Jane? Basically.
What? So yeah, I don't know if you know this, but this is a direct rip from the Spider-Man movie.
Which one? The
first one with
one Tobey Maguire, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's holding on to like a cart cable, and then he's holding on to Mary Jane. He drops them both at once, and you see them both like in each eye of Spider-Man's like goggle glasses thing.
Because they're reflective. Yeah.
And you just see them both drop, and he's like, "What do I do?" And he, I'm kind of dissing the kids here, being like, "So how do you respect the loss of those kids?" But no, what would you choose? In the movie, he saves both, which is a bunch of bullshit. You're supposed to.
He saves both.
You're supposed to
You
be
save
forced.
both.
Yeah, but the whole point is you're supposed to be forced to only choose one. That's like it's kind of a
No,
cop
but
out
you
there.
always save both.
No, but if you who do you start saving? Do you start by saving Mary, or do
Okay.
you start by saving the kids?
Okay, so you either save the kids or do you save Mary Jane? Damn. Okay, so 10 kids and the love is Mary Jane. Unfortunately, it's gonna have to be. It sucks, but remember the superhero the superhero always has to lose the loved one. So unfortunately,
Oh
it's gonna be the
shit!
love.
Bye, Mary.
Bye, Mary.
Bye. Wow. Okay. But then you save them both, so
Then you
everything's
save them
fine.
both.
But then she's like, "Why the fuck didn't you save me first?" Okay. All right. Final one. Final one. I got. Okay.
She
So this
would
one,
know. She would be okay with it. She'd be know that I saved people, so it'd be okay.
I
Like,
get it. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. And plus, I don't think she knows that you're her boyfriend yet.
okay, well, could
She's
I
still-
could I ask you this? Could I
Yeah.
ask you this? How would you feel? How would you feel
Right.
if you were saved over 10 children?
Right. I'd be like, "What the fuck's so special about me? Huh? You want to
Why
bang me?
would you?
Huh?
What would you feel?
Creep?"
Yeah, how would you feel about that?
Yeah. Offended. Yeah. Like, what
Right?
the
You'd be
fuck,
like,
bro?
why would you
Those were
save me
innocent
over
children.
10 children? Wouldn't you think that?
Right, yeah. But remember, she's a New Yorker, so New Yorkers are more selfish
They have an
creatures.
attitude. Yeah,
They got an attitude, yeah.
they're
They're
always
like,
like cussing
fuck
about
yeah,
something.
save me, bitch. Yeah. Okay. On to the final one. Next, after a long day of all these people dying around you, again, the fire wasn't your fault, you happen to stumble into a sweepstakes for a new Tesla, and you win. The people congratulate you as the sun sets and all begin to walk off of the park ground or wherever this is. You hop in the car and set in your address to the auto drive. It begins to rev off recklessly in low lighting while a number of people are still on their way out. As we all know, Teslas are designed to kill pedestrians over the driver. But you still have the option to take the wheel and steer yourself off a cliff edge to save the people. So the question is, what do you do? And how do you mourn all the people you run over? Again, just a joke.
Like,
Taking-
why are you answering the question already? You're saying that
I know, I'm making a
mourning all the
joke.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
all the people I ran over. What?
No,
What?
I'm
How
joking.
would you answer this one?
Yeah.
You could
No,
answer this one.
no. The joke is I already did there, but no.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Do you sacrifice yourself, or do you let the
What do you
Tesla
do?
run over the people?
What do you do?
I have.
You
I
should
have
know my
survival
answer.
instincts.
You should
I have
know my
survival
answer at
instincts.
this point because I answered two of the three.
That's
But
right.
what would you do? Would you save yourself or would you run over
Darren.
people?
Wait. But this is different because this time it actually
It involves
represents a
yourself.
risk. Yeah, the other two didn't represent you having to sacrifice your life.
Yeah,
Would
that's
you
why I'm
sacrifice
asking
your
you
life?
on this one. I'm asking you on this one.
I'm
What
gonna
would
run
you
over the
choose?
people. I have self-interest. I want to live.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna?
I
You run
would.
them over?
I'm saving myself. What the hell?
Yeah, fuck these people. Run them over. Run their asses over. How
Not
do you
fuck
mo-
these people. It's just more of like.
No, more in their loss.
First of all, why? I don't know. Okay, yeah. Again, you can't ask the
Situation.
questions. You just have to go with it. I'm just going with it. I'm not asking any questions. I'm just saying, okay.
Tesla's car is crazy, man. It just
Would
revs off. Like
it doesn't
immediately
matter. It
hits
just doesn't
the-
matter because no matter what, it's already been proven, Joe. I'm sorry. It's not in. It's not really in our genetics or whatever to
just be like,
run
I will
to
die.
yeah,
to save
like
you."
no, it doesn't happen. I wouldn't.
Like,
It's not
fuck
even a
that, I wanna
choice.
live.
My body would just do it. Like that would just be the outcome.
Yeah, you'd be like, should have swerved? Nah, and you just close your eyes. You'd be like, oh no, all the people died. Yeah. Oh well.
Sorry,
Oops.
guys. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
What would you
boys.
guys? What would
Shouldn't
you
have given
do,
me that
guys?
Tesla, dumbasses.
Comment down below what you guys would do. Answer these
Yes,
three questions. They're awesome. we'll leave it there for now. I mean, we went off. It was a great, almost 2 hour episode. I can't believe it. They thought we couldn't do
Oh,
it, but we did it. We're here. We're ready to
yeah.
go.
Hell yeah, we did it.
We always come off popping. Hey, Joe, what else you got?
Oh, no.
You got anything for us?
Oh no, what's that sound? Oh no, she's back! Misery! Help, no! Oh, my knees! Oh god, they're powder! Oh god, they're dust!
Oh
Oh,
god, they're dust.
my kneecaps!
Great, I'm panicking and like fainting over here because
Oh god,
I'm getting
my
the
knees
feelings
hurt.
of your kneecaps.
Okay, bye, Misery. Bye, lady.
Living vicariously through your kneecaps right now.
Yeah, oh, they hurt. They're in pain. Oh, I'm like Robert De Niro. Oh, because he's famously
Also, we
terrible.
want to mention, I forgot to mention that this is going to be our last episode of the year.
Oh, snap! That's right.
Because, like, technically, well, we could do another episode next week, but maybe we should just take 1 week off.
Take a break.
Take a
People
break.
understand. Fuck,
Enjoy,
2020.
For the holidays, and then, yeah. So we want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or Happy Holidays.
Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa.
Jazz.
Happy,
and all that jazz.
There's another one.
You know,
Happy everything.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. That's why I said happy holidays.
Merry end of the year. Unless you're Chinese, because your New Year starts in February, but that's okay. Happy everything. Happy seasons. From Canada, and from the winter wilds, from the north, we say adieu. And enjoy any free time you might get. You might not get any, but then just enjoy your time. Yeah.
Just take it easy. Just really enjoy. It's hard right now because, again, everybody is
in a precarious situation.
Yeah, everybody's worried about money and things like that, but don't worry, everything happens, and it happens the way it does, and you just gotta work your way through it. And again, Phoenix comes through the ashes. So this 2020 has been, for some people, 2020 has been hell. Some 2020, some has been, the light has been shown. But
there has been a silver light, yeah.
Each side always has something. There's always a silver lining on each side. Grass is green, you know what I mean? So just do what you can with what you have. Don't be like going crazy and like thinking you need to be doing all this and that. No, like take the precautions you need. I'm sure your family or whatever would appreciate you saving the little bit of this or that, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
And being at home and safe. That's all I have to say.
Lovely. Hey, couldn't have said it better myself. I have no other final words. I think that was great. So until next time,
take it easy.
Bye-bye.